Coming up, it's a Week 12 battle in the AFC West, with Denver looking for their 16th win in the last 21 against LA. Can the Broncos continue their dominance? Find out next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver, to Power Field at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
And off we go from Denver. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. The Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his second season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
It was good. Four touchdowns, one pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Going to give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Bradley Chubb there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
But give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Herbert off of play action. This is swung out to Eckler. 2 yards, good enough for a first. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
From the 30 on second down, Herbert. And Cook has it left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Herbert hooking up with Cook for an LA first.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Herbert operating from the red zone. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a second down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. And that'll set him back 5. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Draw play, it's Eckler, and he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Just a yard on the run there, that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Bailey's kick is good, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
KJ Hamler returning it. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Denver offense ready to take over for the first time. Get a look at their 8th-year quarterback. His first season as a Bronco, though, Teddy Bridgewater.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, it's the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Now a carry for the former first-round pick of the Chargers. It's Melvin Gordon. They find some open field here. There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Melvin Gordon, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Broncos have taken the lead. So Melvin Gordon, he has been a 1,000-yard rusher in this league. No more for getting the tough yards, but he breaks off a big one there.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And you'll see, courtesy of the next-gen stats, he traveled better than 80 yards on the ground that time. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. He's got it, and they'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. On the option, here's Eckler. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They end up getting stumped twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack. Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter. And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had. Right. Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100. He's been working well towards 100 here. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play? On 2nd down and 4, Bridgewater. His throw incomplete. So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Bridgewater. Over the middle, complete. That's Beck. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down. And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup. Bridgewater now from the 50. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Bridgewater again. And his throw is incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Four minutes to play here in quarter number 2. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 92 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Oh, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Andrew Beck, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Well, they weren't messing around. First and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, first down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it 6 points on the board. Now McManus for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. LA set to take over again on offense. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 105 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Linval Joseph able to get him for a loss of about 3. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line, and these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where you see the final score there. Derek Carr, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. Allen Robinson leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. The Rams still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it's been no contest in terms of the rushing yards. You see a much, much brighter picture there.
These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Hamler now to return it. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter of play. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Play action now. Bridgewater. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Bridgewater. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced the punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. It's Eckler again. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Herbert now. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Breaks through the contact. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again here, Teddy Bridgewater coming back onto the field. The lead is theirs here in the 3rd quarter, but it's really been the ground game that's been the recipe for success.
You mean the spotlight isn't shining as brightly on the guy throwing it?
No, it's the man behind him that's had a heck of a game.
And that's really okay. That's actually what you're looking for. I mean, your pride tells you, hey, I want to be responsible, I want to throw a bunch of touchdown passes. But when you're able to run the football, typically speaking, your team's doing pretty well. And in this case, they're winning.
We'll see if they have balance on this drive.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield,
and shut it down before it gets going, it's exactly what you're looking for.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, Bridgewater rolling to his left. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And Gordon's going to be stopped short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any run. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Linval Joseph able to drop it for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Bridgewater. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Derwin James with a pick. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Well, the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick 6 makes this a 1-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 130 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, in this part of the game, the fourth quarter, this is where a running back really has a chance to shine. This is what they've been training for, to take over the game down the stretch. The defense, it's been battered all game long. And here, this is just a case of a runner imposing his will and deciding he didn't want to be tackled right there.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. This is Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Bridgewater now. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
A throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Let's go.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Bridgewater. Got his man complete over the middle. That's back. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Now Bridgewater. Open man is Gordon, complete. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. And yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Now that's caught by Williams. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Herbert to throw. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll let this go for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Herbert. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the 1st of their timeouts. It's just their 1st. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Herbert going to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back. I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion